Jesus, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus.
First off, I just want to say I finished my taxes. I officially applied my taxes today, so I got a tax return coming in soon. How are you feeling right now, bro? Like, from where you came. If y'all don't know who this man is, this is Dylan Groves, like, philanthropist. This man is crazy. Like, he be doing stuff like, it be inspiring me. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta give you props. Like, with the film stuff, just coming from like just taking pictures to like actually hitting film and doing big things like what you're doing, filming commercials and stuff like that. It's blowing my mind because, and I expressed it to you before, like how much goes into a movie, how much goes into just a scene or a cinematic moment is insane. So just like for you to be doing that, and I love that, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Just as far as like what got you into doing film in the first place? Like, what was that motivator to get you into that?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that because I was going to like MCC, a local community college around here, and I was studying business. And I remember I was sitting in my like accounting class, and I was like, dude, this is horrible. Like, I'm not like I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I went to college not knowing what I was trying to do. I messed around in high school. I was messing around in community college. I was like, bro, I'll just change my degree to film because I grew up going to the movies and stuff like that, and it was like super fun. And so I was like, I'll just change my degree to film because it'll be super easy. And so I got into the film school at UMKC, University of Missouri, Kansas City, and like I was just kind of going through the motions in the class. And I was like, I wonder how people make money doing this. And everybody that's in film, like, as though I want to be a director or I want to be a producer or a writer. And I was sitting in my seminar class that we had like once a week for an hour. And we had like guest speakers in the industry come and talk to us. And I just raised my hand and told him what I wanted to do, which was lighting. I told him I wanted to own a grip truck specifically, but for people that don't know that, that's just lighting. And he was like, what? That's crazy. Connected me to one person. His name's Tony Ontiveros out of Lawrence, Kansas. Shout out Tony. And I was on my first set ever was a music video. And I just like fell in love with the process. Like we had all the expensive cameras, all the big lights. It was super cool. And
can you say whose music video it was?
Yeah, it was this local band. They're not super popular. It's called the Pedal Jets. I can't remember what the name of the video is called, or like Downtown. It's called Downtown by the Pedal Jets. And it was like fake driving in the car with like projectors, and we were sweeping lights, and we had the reds out and everything. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try this out. So basically, 2020, I did like 350, 400 hours for free on various short films, random student projects, you know, music videos, documentaries, whatever. If somebody just needed a hand, I pulled up. And I remember I got my first paid gig, which was a Christmas music video for this girl named Olivia Sabates. And I worked like 17 hours, got paid $250, and I was like, dude, I made it. And I just quit my job, bro.
Anytime bro, I swear, like, if you, and this is what other creators do too, is like, I think Jinxie, he said the same thing. He was like, bro, I just love streaming. Like, I love playing Rainbow Six. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah. I watch him a lot.
I played Rainbow Six Siege, and as soon as I got that first check, oh, it was up. He's like, I quit my job.
Yeah.
I quit everything. No relationship.
Right,
nothing.
bro.
I'm just
Nothing.
streaming. He was like, I had like 3 or 4 viewers, went to 100. He got like $100 check, and he just like, he was set.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened, bro.
I swear, bro. I swear, I'm probably not. I swear, I'm not gonna say that. But if I get any checks or like I start making it money with like my gym content or podcast, I promise you, I don't know.
You done. It's all gas, no brakes after that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you did mention, you said something about like film. You went into film thinking it would be easy. Would you still say it still applies till today? Like, okay, this is an easy thing I got into. It's easy for me.
I mean, it kind of depends on like what you want to do. Like, I mean, so many people go to film school and then they just get like some agency job, and that's just as hard as like becoming an accountant and getting an accountant job or something like that. But like if you want to be a freelancer and you want to make your own stuff and like get your own deals, it gets really difficult. And like this stuff really ain't for the weak, bro. Like you work like minimum is 10 hours days. I've done a lot of 14, 16-hour days, like, you know, back to back. You don't know when your next job's going to come. It's random. It's a gig job. You know what I'm saying? So like it's not, it depends on the kind of person you are too. Like I like to talk to people, I like to communicate and learn about people. So it's like, it's easier if you can do that. But if you're kind of reserved and stuff, it's difficult. But it's not hard to do, but it's hard to be great. I'll say that at least. Like it takes a lot of self-discipline and a lot of reflecting in order to be great.
I would say I have a mentor, a spiritual mentor, because I'm a Christian. But he lives in LA. He like makes a lot of money doing different things, but he's mainly like a love doctor, I guess you could say. So he helps with rebuilding and forming marriages and relationships. And so one thing that he said into our call one day was he said, relationships are the key to success. I want to know, as far as how was that a big benefactor for you, as far as, okay, I'm getting into this space, I talked to this person, it opened up a brand new set of doors, or where did it get that big push? Because for me, I'm like, okay, I want to say personally, like, I've started opening my mouth up a little bit more, trying to speak to different people in different settings, because I got asked to be a host on my cousin's, her Christmas thing. Met Ja, he's a music producer, so he travels, he did some work for Beyonce and different stuff. So I'm just like, okay, well, let me go ahead and start doing it, because I'm starting to see the seeds and the fruits of being more verbal, and stuff like that. But does that reflect with you, or was that a different story for
No,
you got your foot in the door?
absolutely. It all started with Tony Ontiveros and like doing my fake internship with him, because I met so many people from that, and that built my confidence to where whenever I go in a room with people I didn't even meet, or I get on a set with people I didn't even meet, that I could expand my network even more. When it comes to this film stuff, bro, it's 100%, at least freelance, it's 100% network. Like, I don't, companies don't call me, people call me. You know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta build up those networks and make those connections, especially as you're trying to scale this thing and do crazier ideas, because, I'm on all these big shoots, but I don't do the lights, the camera, the editing, the art, the wardrobe, the makeup. Like, I don't do it all. I have a lane for that specific shoot, and then that's what I do. And so building out that network with like more people, that's how you can turn, instead of making like $1,000 video, that's how you can make a $10,000 video, because you got somebody that's the GOAT at what they do.
Would you say that you're like an introvert or an extrovert coming into it?
I was
Like, did you have to force yourself to be like, okay, let me get myself in this, let me get here?
Nah, bro. It's always just been a natural kind of flowing thing. Like, I mean, like, when I'm out at the functions and stuff like that, I'm introverted. But when it comes to business, bro, I'm an extrovert. You know what I'm saying?
That seems so backwards. It's weird.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm trying to get this money. And that's another thing, too, is, like, I got into film because, like, I wasn't passionate about filmmaking. I just thought it would be a cool job. And then I found out, like, oh, it is a cool job. And I learned to be passionate about it. And so, like, I have a kind of a different mentality than most people that are in this game. A lot of people, they've been making YouTube videos since they were 4 years old, or they made little home movies and that kind of stuff since they were kids. I didn't touch a camera until I was like 19. So, like, this was just something that, to answer your question, it kind of just like flowed naturally. I didn't force any connections. I never force any business to this day. I kind of just like opened the door and then wait, and eventually they come in,
Oh, yeah, for sure. I kind of want to take a little bit deeper. Getting into the film industry, I actually was watching it. Like I said, I love movies, bro. I'm always watching movies if I can. I need to get a membership, bro. Like, so I can watch them two movies a week.
Man, exactly. AMC Stubs, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta get
boy,
the
that's what
AMC
I'm saying.
Stubs.
So, I was watching, this don't get on my head because I ain't seen a movie until yesterday. I was watching A Quiet Place. And so one thing, I love movies, but I also like pay attention a lot in movies. Like, I started to think, okay, they're acting, and I kind of like see how they did that, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like, I don't know the terminology and all the in-depth, but I figure things out a little bit. And so the whole point of a movie, I believe it to be, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole point of a movie is to be able to, one, connect to the audience, and then two, relay a message. Wherever that could be. A lot of, back in the day, we could say like 1950s, around that era, they did a lot of propaganda within their movies.
Yeah.
But something that I noticed about movie making, or while you're watching a movie, is you get frustrated sometimes. It's like, bro, like, do this and do that. And it's like, okay, I know that they got to do this because, okay, it's a movie. Like, obviously, the white chick is going to run in run in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
for what
exactly.
reason. But I also feel like a part of that is to keep you engaged. And it's a weird thing, because I don't know if you got those like little skits on their phone where it'd be like, oh, this alien girl had a baby by the prince demon, da da da. And then it's like the quality is trash, but why am I still watching it? But it's like, I'm starting to think that it's kind of that same theology of, not all publicity has to be good publicity or all bad. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like that same thing. Okay, even if I touch a negative emotion within you, you're still going to watch because of that curiosity that you have about the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what I don't, like I said, I don't know any terminology or how deep it gets into movies. I don't know if you can shed some light on that. Or
Yeah.
how does anything that you know about knowledge wise, why are movies the way they're structured in certain ways?
Yeah, so like the big thing is really just keeping the audience engaged. A good example I like to think of, I don't know if you've seen the movie Barbarian. It's kind of recent. It's a horror thing with like the Airbnb and they like go down.
That was insane.
Yeah, and like when she first opens that and then she sees the tunnel and like
Yeah.
she's curious about it and you're like everybody watching the movie's like, why are you going down this tunnel? But I think, it's really just to push the plot forward and to make it interesting, because if movies are a reflection of real life, they're not meant to be real life. So you want it to be a story that somebody wants to watch. Nobody wants to watch a story of a dude that wakes up, goes to his 9 to 5, come home, cooks dinner, goes to bed, and that's the movie. Like nobody wants to watch it. It's too relatable. They want to watch stuff that like when you're watching a movie, you want to see something that you wouldn't do or like something that's out of the ordinary. So that's why they structure movies like that. But it's been getting popular too of making more realistic kind of stuff that's just like making the mundane beautiful has become really popular in like the 2020s.
What does mundane mean?
Like mundane, like just the regular, the ordinary, the same old, like the same soup reheated. Like what's getting really popular is how people can make just something regular really beautiful. There's this movie called what's it called? I think it's called Late 90s or something like that, and it's just like a skateboarding movie it's just a coming to age story of this kid and how he does it through skateboarding, and it's just a very regular lifestyle kind of movie, but it's so beautiful because the way it's shot and the way like the scenes make you feel and stuff. Like being ground. A24 has been doing a really good job of that, especially when they first started coming up, which is a movie studio that's made some really popular horror stuff. I think they did like Smile was their like big one that they did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. Like, for me, because I said, and I pride myself on this because every time I look at a movie, I can just tell if it's gonna be good. I don't know what it is, but it's like I feel like I've been in that field for a minute.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if I see that, I can tell by like the first 5, 10, and I'm usually correct. Not all the time, but most of the time I'll say I'm correct.
Yeah.
I've seen some really good movies, but what intrigues me the most is not just outside of genre, is just the creativity of the movie. It's because you have like certain movies where it's like it's creative, but they're trying to make a point. But then there's it's like creative where it's like, okay, I know I'm not gonna see this anywhere else. So it's like with Smile, it was like it's a horror movie, but it has like a little spin to it, like it's a little different. Okay, it's not based on a fictional character where it's like, okay, the guy with the chainsaw or this but it's like it's almost like I don't know what the word is, but like a disorder transfigured into a horror movie in a way where it's like if you know what I mean. It's weird. It's really
it's
weird.
almost like a commentary on like mental illness or something like that, but they personify it by like putting it into other people, or like it's almost a commentary on like schizophrenia or something like that, but they show you that without telling you this person has schizophrenia. It's more just like, how does this make it feel? How does like what would this person experience that has this kind of disorder that a regular person can understand in these 2 hours?
Have you had any experience with like firsthand like actors and stuff like that, as far as seeing them on set, seeing them do their work behind scenes?
Yeah, for sure. Big actors, I think the biggest one in recent memory is Jason Sudeikis, who was I don't know if you've seen like Ted Lasso or anything like that. He's a KC guy. If you see him, you'll know who I'm talking about. Yeah. But I did a commercial with him at KU with him, Sue Bird, and somebody else. I'm not sure who they were. I think they were like a college basketball coach or something. But seeing them work is funny because a lot of the times when you see these people in like non-narrative settings, so you see them in like a commercial or a documentary, like who they are on camera is damn near exactly who they are off camera. Right. So like they just have that same sort of energy and they snap into it really fast. I work with a bunch of local actors too, they kind of just like get in that mode. You hear camera speed, sound speed, and action, and they're in that mode immediately. It's just like a light switch flip for them.
I feel like you know what? I honestly think I could be a decent actor. Like I really do, because okay, There's one time that I think I was just messing around my room, but I was just like, kind of like trying to put myself into that mode of thinking and stuff like that. And I honestly, when it comes to like acting, I feel like it's almost like you have to put yourself in a place of delusion, almost. Not like, no disrespect to anybody that does acting, but I'm just saying like you put yourself in a place where it's like, okay, I'm shutting this off. Now I'm embodying this, which they actually do that, but it's like it's almost like you have to be delusional. Like, I'm not me anymore. This is this person.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. So I know Heath Ledger, which he's big, very popular. If you love Batman, you'll know him. But the thing with him is like he's so highly respected because of how dedicated to the role that he was playing in The Dark Knight. So it's like, have you ever witnessed like people getting that in depth where it's like, okay, I'm making this about like everything, whatever I do, like.
Yeah, I've never, nothing to that extreme, because I think that's at a level that I'm not currently at yet. You know, most of what I do is inside the Midwestern market, but like working with people at a level like that, I've never really gotten to experience. I've gotten the Midwest version of that, like when people are really like they are in character every time you see
What do you
them.
mean by like Midwest? Like, what's that?
Like,
Is it
what I
a
mean is,
flavor?
like, I'm not out here working with, like, a Timothy Chalamet or a Zendaya or something like that. But, like, just the people around here, there was this one guy, we did a music video for Tech Nine out of Strange Music. It was one of the first ones I ever did with him, and it was copying this movie called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which has, like, Johnny Depp in it. Yeah, it's got Johnny Depp in it, and he plays this, like, it's a true story based off this, like, writer that does a crazy amount of drugs in Las Vegas, and he writes about his experience over, like, a week or something, or a couple months. And this dude, when he was on set for this whole, like, 14 hours, he did not escape his character. He was in that mode the entire time. We were eating lunch, and he was in that mode. We would go get coffee at the crafting table, and he was in that mode. And it was like, in the moment, I was like, bro, like, the camera's not rolling. What are you doing? But looking back on it, I was like, oh, he's really dedicated to this. And you can see it in the final product.
Those be like the best actors of all
Yeah,
time.
he was cold.
Man, it's like, it's funny because everybody that's watching the movies are like, yo, I want to be like him. Yo, he's so tight. And then you go behind the scenes and like, that dude is a nut. It's weird,
Right,
bro.
Ain't showered in 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Just like crazy stuff, bro. Dude, it's dirty, but you gotta do. Hey, art is pain, bro. You know, you gotta do it,
bro. If I like when it comes, and I love creativity because it's like it's outside of the box. Like, yeah, like. And it's hard to explain to somebody that just doesn't see like, you can go with any, and I feel like you can go with anything. It could be art like with a pen and pencil. You could do art in film. Like, you could do art with, like, you know what I'm saying? Gym people, like, just bodybuilding is an art. It's just like all these, like, dancing, all these different things are arts. And it's like being able to really hone that craft, you have to be at that certainly. You have to excel to get to another level. Like, you have to be weird.
You also have to, like, to get to a level like that, you have to sacrifice everything else in order to reach that. Like, even if you think about the great bodybuilders right now, like C-Bum or Sam Sulek's getting really popular and stuff, that gym is their thing. That's what they do, and everything else is on the back burner. For these actors that are making it to the highest levels, that is their thing, and everything else is in the back burner. Like, even if you want to be a famous artist like Andy Warhol or Banksy or something like that, that is your thing, and everything else has to come second. Which is like, you know, good for them. I love to watch it. I love to experience it. That's not for me. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody got their own lanes. You know what I'm saying?
But that stuff, you kind of, like you said, bro, you have to be crazy to get it at that kind of level, no matter what your thing is, you know?
I low-key want to, like, I'm not going to say The Rock, like Dwayne Johnson, but, okay, so when I've been growing, like, I've been able to do art, like, you know, drawing, I was really well at it, and I stopped doing it, and then I started doing dance, and I was like, I was good at dancing, but then I stopped doing it, and so for me, it's like, I want to be able to eventually succeed in one area, so much to where it's like, okay, now when because I don't know why, but it's like when people get big, it's like it's so much easier for them to segue into other things. Like look at DDG. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yeah.
But DDG, he started off doing skits. He was just doing skits like in college. Started off doing skits. He started doing well. People started watching him, and they're like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and do this. So he started doing vlogs. He started getting other characters involved. That was intriguing to people. Like, oh, I want to see this person, how he reacts. He's funny. That guy is a nuthead. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, now I have this accolade. So it's like, okay, I'm known for this. Let me branch off. Let me make another YouTube channel. Let me do reactions. Now I want to start music. And it's like he's able to branch off. And I just want to get to that level. I want to ask you, outside of film, would you branch off and do anything else, whether it be creativity or whether it be just business-wise?
Yeah, I think film is kind of the avenue that I've chosen to take in order to get my first level of success, whatever that means to me, you know. But like, I want to, honestly, my goal is to kind of use the success I have from film and get into like a boring business. Like I want to make like paper towel rolls or something like that, or like make pieces of paper, or like, you know, own dry cleaners or something. Like I kind of just want to use my creativity to build a foundation, and then with that foundation be able to invest into other things that can bring me a return so I can live the lifestyle I want. Because in this film world, like I probably only work, I think like a super busy year for me is probably like 100 days out of the year. So I have all this time that I can put towards other things. And right now I just put them towards like self-development. Like I play a lot of guitar, I read a lot of books and that kind of thing. I like to travel. But like I want to spend that time kind of just building out my own little private empire. Like I don't want to be famous or anything like that. I don't want to. I don't even want to be like a billionaire or something like that. I just want to, you know, I want my nice house, I want my nice cars, and my family.
Well
and I want to
off.
make sure we straight. Yeah, well off. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, I want like because I'm not, obviously I'm not famous, I'm not big yet. I don't want to get like I'm not gonna put a limiter to it, but whatever the Lord blesses me with, I'll take. But I'm saying like, one day I was driving, because I like to do like a lot of perspective and deep thinking, and like I wonder what this person lives like, I wonder what that person thinks. And so I was thinking about it. I was just like imagining, I'm like, I always tell myself, because a lot of famous people, not everybody, but a lot of famous people, they just don't want to take pictures, they don't want to be seen, they don't want to talk to people. A lot of them end up coming off rude because of how they feel or what they don't want to be involved with. And so me personally, I was like, man, if somebody want to take a picture of me, that's cool. If somebody texts me, I ain't gonna act no different. I'm gonna text them back and da. And so I kind of put myself in perspective. I was like, because I felt like I was in a mood that day, but not like a bad mood, but just like, I'm like down in the dumps, you know what I'm saying? And so I was thinking about it, I was like, if somebody comes up with, right now, Elijah, would you take a picture? I was like, yeah, I'll take a picture, but I kind of feel some type of way about it. And I started thinking, I was like, you know what? That makes sense. I see where they come from. I see how they are in general. Say you got 20 million in the bank. It segues into what you're just saying, like the whole, you want to be well off and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, me personally, I was like, if I get big, I kind of want to do everything I can. I want to do everything but I just want to have like that one job. I want to go to one job, just like nobody knows I'm there. If I got to talk to the crew, like, look, don't tell nobody, I'm just here to work, like that's it. Like I just want a regular job, just one more time. Just I'll work like 3 hours, and then I'll like pay y'all like 200, but add it on to like, or 2,000. I don't care. I don't know how I'm making, but I'll just add it on to y'all's checks. Like I'll split my check, add it on, and then I'll give bonuses or something like that. I just want to feel normal. For you, say you got 20 million in the bank, like you don't need no money, you're good. Would you go to like, let's say any job that you've had before prior to in the last whatever or ever in life that you would go back to low key and still like do the job and just work there?
Yeah, I mean,
just to feel humanized as a normal.
Nah, I feel that if I were to do anything, like if I had 20 million in the bank, I would still probably like go help out a student film or help out like a homie's film, and with the resources that I have or the connections I have or something. Before I got into this, I worked in the restaurant business. And so that was like, I started off as a busboy at a Jose Peppers, and then worked my way up to a server after a few years, and then I switched to Olive Garden and started as a server, and then ended my restaurant career as a bartender. So like I would go back and like bartend maybe, But also,
I
bro,
feel
if
you.
I had like 20 million in the bank, like I want to like see the world. I want to see like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
seven wonders and stuff, and like I want to. I probably wouldn't. So I'm not
Right.
gonna
He's like,
hold you,
I'm
bro.
not. I'm doing
I'm
it.
not gonna hold you, bro. I probably wouldn't, man. I would
Man,
if
bro.
20 M's hit my account tomorrow, I would probably just sit in my room for like a week and then just like wait for like
All right,
you
bro.
know what I mean, bro? Like
Like,
I don't
try
know
to
what I
soak
would
it
do,
in.
man. Yeah, like that's a lot of cheese, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know what I would do if 20 M's
Me
hit my
personally,
account.
bro, if I was like, cause I thought about it, and I used to work on a railroad. I hated this job. The only reason I hated it was just because you're the new guy, they make you do stuff that you don't want to do. So I was driving a Hostler truck. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like it's smaller than a semi truck, but it just moves containers around. So
Okay.
like the railroad that we were working at was a literal railroad, except for it had a bunch of containers, and so the crane would move it from the off our trucks onto the tracks, and so it was kind of like an airport, but for the train station.
Yeah.
And so I would work there because it was like a night shift, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I would work there overnights, and I was going through some things, so like I felt some type of way. But that's also when I got introduced into like the form of podcasting, and I didn't even know it, but I was just like, and this was before it like became like big, but I was just like listening to different stuff, and it was just like nighttime, and it was like you could see the stars and all these different things. It would rain sometimes, and I loved like rain. I love thunderstorms and all these
Yeah.
different things. But when you were in that truck, I could just, it was just like, it was a release. I was there alone. I could hear the wind. I could put my headphones on, listen to a podcast. I could listen to certain music like XXX. I don't know if you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I
bro. That
listen
used to
to
be my
X,
dog, bro.
I don't know if you know what lo-fi music.
Yeah, yeah. I listen to that a lot whenever I'm just like plotting or cleaning my
Yeah,
room or
bro.
something.
Like I listen to lo-fi music, and it was just like it was that sweet spot for me to just relax. So like, if I was ever to get super big and I wanted to go back to a job, I'd probably go there. Not gonna lie, just for like the mental clarity, the space to just relax,
Yeah.
just nobody to bother you. Just I want to go back to movies. Both of us being movie heads, what's the biggest movie for you? Your favorite?
My favorite movie. My favorite movie. I don't know if this is like a controversial take or not, but there's this movie. It has Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf. It's called Fury, and it's about. I don't know if you've seen Fury before, but it's
Bro.
that tank movie.
Yo,
That's probably my favorite movie of all time, bro. I love that movie. I grew up on like movies like that, like Band of Brothers. It was an HBO series,
Yeah.
and like The Pacific, Saving Private Ryan. Like I'm just a dude, bro. I love me some World War
Have you
II
seen
stories.
Hacksaw Ridge?
Yeah, Hacksaw Ridge, bro. I love
Boy.
that movie.
Have you seen Broken?
Yes, of course, bro. I love that movie, dude. All that kind of stuff, bro. Have
Bro.
you seen Thin Red Line? That
No,
one-
I
Aw,
haven't. I gotta
man.
see it. I gotta
yeah,
see
that
it.
one's like that one's 80s. That one is like the Pacific Theater. They're just trying to like charge this hill.
Mm.
It's so hard. It's so good. I live for that kind of stuff, bro.
I want to say like when it comes to, I love World War movies, definitely by far, as you could tell. But it's just like, I don't know, like it kind of goes into like that embodying the moment, like that emotional attachment in that moment, right?
Yeah.
So it's like with Fury, it's just like obviously you've never been in that type of situation,
Right.
But it's just like each and every, it's crazy because like each and every character is important. How they act, how they really consume their character in that moment is important.
Yeah.
Every part of it, the lighting, the different, because I've seen like different movies where it's like lighting where it's like it kind of bothers me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But have you seen like Watchmen?
Yeah. Like
Watchmen,
like the one from the 2010s, like the
I
movie
think so.
Watchmen or the TV show.
it's like really vulgar. That,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not-
yeah. It's yeah, yeah. I've
it's
seen that.
crazy all over the place. Like,
Yeah, it's raunchy as hell, dude.
hey, if not even 18, if you under 21, do not watch that movie.
No, it's sick. It's so sick.
Crazy.
Not
I'm
in a
like,
good way.
I like, bro,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, all
Uh-huh.
right. But not the it's just like, cause there's, and I noticed like when you see that type of, it's like a blue tinting, like a blue like type of, I don't even know, like
Yeah, like a blue color grade to it.
yeah, it sets this vibe, and I don't know what that is. Where like different movies do different color grades, and I get it, like filters, like you want to see
Yeah.
more into that whatever it's in. But I that one I just didn't understand because it was like, it was weird because it felt like eerie, like off. Like I don't know what it was about it, but it was like the crazy stuff going on in the movie, and then the lighting just seemed like, I don't know if you
Yeah, no, it's really like harsh. I think when they were making it, like they wanted to make it. Obviously, they were shooting on the really expensive RE cameras and stuff, but they wanted to make it feel like the comics. So that's why a lot of it is like the blacks are super dark or it's super dramatic. Another movie that does that actually to a T is this movie called Sin City. And it's like a black and white movie, but it looks like a comic. Like the entire thing looks like it.
What are your thoughts on black and white movies? Because they still do those, like you said, they still do.
Yeah, there was this one,
nowadays.
Malcolm and Marie, that came out on Netflix. That was like Zendaya and old dude from Get Out. I can't remember his name, but they like just got home from a movie premiere, and it's like a 2-hour argument basically. And I really enjoyed that. I don't like, you know. Yeah, I don't watch like.
Wait. It was them. It was a film about them arguing.
It was a film about them like arguing about like the premiere and their relationship. It was over like 2 hours, but it was like an argument after they just got back from like a film premiere of a movie that the main actor was in.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it. It kind of was like, it made me feel a certain type of way, and they were like saying a lot of stuff that a lot of people can relate with even in their own relationships. Like, I don't really remember exactly what happened in the movie because they're just literally arguing for 2 hours, but it was like, it just made me like, it made me reflect on the relationship that I was in, and I was like, man, like, am I really like this, or they really like this, or whatever the case is. But yeah, but I think black and white is cool for movies depending on like what you want to do. I'll say this though, I'm not watching anything from like the 1940s or the 1930s, bro. Like I don't care. I'm not watching no Chaplin or something. Yeah,
a little too outdated.
Yeah, it's a little too outdated for me, and it's just not my style. And I'm not a movie head that much. You know? What I mean? Like,
that's a little bit.
The
far.
70s is maybe the 60s is how late I'll go.
The first film that ever touched the.
Yeah, man,
TV.
I had to watch that stuff for film school, and I was like, bro, what are we doing?
That's crazy because I was like, I bet you they like when I envisioned film school, I'm like, they probably pull up the old clips. Okay, this is your history. This is that.
Exactly.
I mean, you think about it, they kind of have to do that little because it's like, okay, well, this is where we came from.
Yeah.
This is where we're going, and now where we're at. So it's like they show you the process.
Exactly.
Like, do you think that that's an importance?
I think it's important, especially if you want like. It depends on what you want to do, man. Like for me, like I'm in the movie business, but my passion is really in music videos, and so I would much rather watch some music videos from like the 90s or the early 2000s than I'd rather watch some films from the 40s, just to get inspired and see like what the ethos was, what the mindset was at that time. And like I think it's important if you want to be like a film historian, or if you want to become like a Oscar winning filmmaker. I think it's important to kind of consume everything that's been made. Facts. So you can draw inspiration, but then you can also see like where we've been, and you can easily identify like the big changes and like how that affected the whole industry as a whole, you know?
I'm gonna wrap it up soon because I don't want to have them all night. Bro, it's so much I could get. I gotta have you back on because I got hella more questions. But coming into like movies, right? I want to say I have a lot of ideas. I'm not saying they're the best, but these are just stuff I want to see in like films. First off, do you know like a way where I want to say like you can get like an idea in there? Is that even a thing? I don't even know if that's a thing.
What do you mean like get an idea in there?
So like let's say like okay, there's filmmakers, right?
Yeah.
So there's the directors. The directors, they're not the people that come up with the movies, or they are the ones that come up with the movies.
Nah, they're the people. The people that come up with the movies are the writers. They write the scripts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So normally like the process goes is like somebody has an idea, and depending on your connections or the scale of your idea, say I have an idea, I'm not a writer. What I would do is if I would first find a writer, or I would bring my idea to a writer's room, which is like a group of writers, and they can come together and see if they want to write this out. Or they just write out something really fast that you can modify yourself.
Could you get paid off that?
Yeah, that's a job. People work literally in writers' rooms. You got to think, bro, companies like Netflix and Amazon and stuff nowadays, they literally... this happens even here in Kansas City. You'll make a movie for $500,000. You'll sell it to Amazon for $3 million, and they may never post it. Or Netflix, when they first were coming up, before Netflix Originals was really popular, they have like a whole movie studio now, but when they first were coming up, what they would do is they would literally just buy cheap movies just to put on their thing. So, like, if you have an idea for a movie, you really just need to find a writer, and a cold one at that, and give them a percentage stake in whatever this is, And then if the script is really good, you can bring that to a production company that has sold stuff to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, even random stuff like National Geographic buys stuff. Every single streaming service you see, for the most part, they do not have an in-house team making that stuff. It's the same thing like it was with TV networks. They just lease the rights to the movie. Now it's different with the streaming game, is these companies are buying the movies, and then if it's super successful, they will lease the rights to others. Like Squid Game, it was just like that. Dude had a script, and he was trying to get it made for like 15 or 20 years or something like that. And then finally somebody had enough faith and gave him enough money. They made it, and Netflix bought it. So it's like, you know, that's kind of how the game is going right now. And that's the way, like, too, you can make a movie for $50,000 and sell it for $500,000. Like, it's not as crazy. I mean, 50,000 is a lot of money, you know?
Yeah.
But that is something that you can get an investor for, especially if you have the right connects and know what avenues to go down.
I definitely want to like be able to. That'll help. I mean, I need to find some writers because like I really. It's not even that I'm trying to like. Okay, I want to get paid. I want to get paid. But it's just like I would love to. Like I think that I genuinely do think that some ideas are really good. It's different. Like people haven't done it. At least I haven't seen it. And if they have, it's been some years. But I think that some of the stuff that I have, and I wish I wrote some of them down. But like. It's just like I get these ideas and I'm like, bro, like I would love to see that in a film. I would love to see that in a movie.
Yeah.
That'd be so interesting.
A thing you can do too is, have you seen the movie Whiplash by any chance? It's about a jazz drummer.
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's about this jazz drummer, and what they did when they made Whiplash is they had the whole script written out, right? But they filmed like a 4-minute scene, and then that was what they used. It was like it was like right in the middle of the movie, right? This 4-minute scene, that's what they used to pitch alongside the script.
Ooh, that's nice.
And then that's what got them the movie deal. And that movie went on to win a bunch of awards and is now like a cult classic in the industry, at least. So it's
that's where scripting comes in.
Yeah, bro. Even if you just have like if you have a general idea, like they call it the log line. It's what you put at the top of the script. It's like 3 sentences, or it's supposed to be 1 sentence that explains what this movie's about. Yeah. Like the Avengers log line is superheroes get together to save the end of the world. Like that would be the log line for the script. You get that, and then you can figure out what's one scene or one moment that you want to show. You can make it bad. Obviously not bad, but not up to the quality of the movie. Right. And then you can be like, this is my idea. That way when you're in the meetings with people, you can sell it better and explain it better. Yeah. Like when I do my music videos, we will shoot I'm trying to explain like a complicated shot to somebody, and I do my best to explain it in person, but most of the time I can't find an online reference because it hasn't been like done before, or I don't know where to find it. We will shoot a horrible version on our iPhone and then we'll take the song and we'll cut it to the song. Like, here's the idea, and they're like, oh my God, I love it. And then like side by side, it's like the camera moves at the same time, or the shots are generally the same, but there's obviously a quality difference there. Okay. So it's called Prevision. They do it for the Avengers movies too. Like they will make really horrible 3D models of exactly what the movie looks like, exactly what's happening in it with sound effects and music, and then they're like, once they get the thumbs up, then they send it to the 400 people that make it look great.
Jeez, bro, it's so much stuff that goes into movie making.
Yeah, there's a lot.
All that, like, it's so much stuff. Like, it's insane. Like, and like some people be like taking almost like I don't know, but like days just to film one scene, and it's insane.
Here's a good rule of thumb: just whenever you're watching stuff on TV, every about 15 seconds takes about 4 hours of actual on set shooting. That's not pre-planning. That's not post-production. That's like, if you see 30-second long commercials. I don't know if you watched the Super Bowl. I'm sure you did. Yeah. R.I.P. the Chiefs, bro. Moment of silence for them. Bro. We hate to see it. Anyways, there was a commercial in there, and it was a Doritos commercial with like Casey Wolf, Patrick Mahomes, Xavier Worthy, and stuff. It was a 30-second commercial. I worked on it for 10 hours. It's like,
so you're a part of it?
Yeah. I do some stuff with the Chiefs. Like my commercial side of the stuff is when I work on like those big budget commercials, I do the lighting side. So I'll do Chiefs, I'll do healthcare, I'll do Chime Banking, Oreo Cookie, tools. I just did Omaha Steaks a couple weeks ago. Just like
That's
the
tough.
most random stuff, because no matter what you're filming, you need lights for it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know how to
It's a
operate
necessity.
them. Yeah, so
It's almost like a mandatory, like, you know, Walmart is a mandatory thing, but in the film industry, that's a mandatory thing.
yeah, and that's a big thing too. People don't realize is like you can shoot on an iPhone, bro, but if your lighting's there, it's gonna look crazy.
That's what I don't understand.
Like if the editing and lighting are the two probably most important things when it comes to filmmaking. Obviously, you
Yeah.
have to have a good script, good actors and stuff. But like if you want it to look good, you can spend. It's better to spend $100,000 on lights and $1,000 on a camera than spend $1,000 on lights and $100,000 on a camera.
Yeah, like you said, I need to get more different cameras just to like help with the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, like if you don't know, I film it in a garage, but hopefully you can't tell because that's the whole point.
That's the
You
goal,
can't
right?
tell.
Yeah.
But like I said, I love cinematic moments, and it doesn't even have to be in a film just to embody that. But like even within like streaming, you know, Kai Cenat,
Yeah.
the same with him. He's streaming, but it's still to where it's like outside of him, let's say doing a script or him doing his theatrics. It's like this whole environment is something that you can gape into. This is something that you can really dive into. It's like, oh, like I
Yeah.
feel like I'm here. I feel like I'm in Fortnite. I feel like I'm in Batman. I feel like I'm in this place. And it's just like I kind of want to recreate that same thing here, but it's like have you seen Adventure Time?
Oh yeah.
With Adventure Time, I've always find it very peculiar, right? Where it's like there's a certain aesthetic to these different TV shows. Like, okay, you have the treehouse. Then you have like the coffee cup that sits right there. It's like, I love mom. Then
Yeah.
you have like this weird beat up chair, but it has like these different patches, different colorations, and then you have like this tinted picture to the side. And it's like obviously when it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like when you see that, it's like it feels like this unreal world where it's just like it's just so different. It's way, you know, you go to a modern house, you got this set up, you got that set up, and it's nice.
Yeah.
But it's like when you get into that place where it's like, okay, this is out of place, this might look distorted, but this is, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it sets the vibe. And so I kind of want to recreate like that same thing, even with like Joe Rogan podcast. You go into Joe Rogan room, it's like it's that Joe Rogan light. You got that,
And he's got like the shelf with the stuff on it. Yeah,
got the weird stuff in the corner. You got
the red drapes behind the guest.
it's like
bro.
it's just like, bro, I know this is that place. So it's like I want to recreate that same thing. And I'm gonna be honest because as you know, I've gotten that green screen, right? And so I've tampered with that a little bit, and I'm still trying to figure it out because I was trying to do some type of shoot the other day where I was trying to like have my bed. And I was trying to put the green screen in the back to where like I had this Bible and I was like gonna like read something or like act like I was frustrated. I had added like a bunch of clips where I'm just like like da da da.
Yeah.
And then I open the Bible and then like the whole backdrop just like fans out and it's just like this euphoric world like I just walked into like spiritually.
Yeah.
But it's like it's an actual visual for it. And so like just like creating moments like that is just. I'm trying to get into that. I'm trying to get more into like my creative side and tapping into that because it's like I have the vision for some things, I have the mind for it, but just like that.
You don't have the technicality.
Yeah, perfecting that and doing that is a little hard for me. But my question to you, with this, right? Like this thing, and obviously that's not real clouds.
Yeah,
but
right.
we're gonna pretend it is. I want to make it a little bit more real, and I'm trying to use a green screen for it. But what would your advice be, or like what would you do to make it? Because I want to make it eventually. I want to make it, and this I might cut this out because I don't want everybody to know.
for sure.
But I want eventually this whole thing to look like we're in the clouds and this couch is literally just floating with us.
Yeah, I mean, your best bet would be like, your best bet would be, so the big thing, especially when it comes to like green screening and like cutting stuff out is depth. So what I would do if we were in this is a perfect world, right? Like this is your studio. This is what I would do. Is I would take this couch and I would probably put the back of it to the edge of this green. And then I would buy that like polyester filling, right? And you would just plop that all over this to make the couch look like a cloud. And then what I would do is I would put green around, not green, I'd put blue because that'll look better on skin tones, but I'd put blue around the ground and stuff. And that way when you film it, all you will see is like the fluffy couch, the people, and everything else around them would be blue, right? You could then take that and then you could literally in Adobe or something, it's called chroma key. You can just click a button and it turns it into a PNG file, which basically means it just gets rid of all the blue or it gets rid of all the green.
Right.
And if your lighting is good and your camera quality is good, it'll do enough. It won't be like Netflix perfect, obviously,
Yeah.
but it'll do enough to where it's not like clipping on your hair or something like that. But the reason you need the depth is because you want your, like if you wanted to be in the clouds, like the blue would be up here too. You'd want the light to shine onto the blue and it's super even, but you don't want that light that's shining on the blue to then bounce back and shine onto you. Because that's what happens when you're too close to a green screen, is the light is shining onto the green and then it bounces on you, and so there's green on you. So the
that's the
software is
problem with
picking
the
that
green.
up. Yeah, that's the problem with the green.
That's
That's
damn.
why even on like the big Netflix movies and stuff, they use blue. Because blue is
did
it
not know
doesn't
that.
it absorbs the light more and doesn't push it back onto the subjects. My whole thing is lighting, so I've learned a lot about just like bouncing and how light moves and funnels and tunnels and all that kind of stuff.
and tunnels and-
But yeah, right.
Golly, bro.
Yeah.
That's game. So I gotta forget the green screen. I gotta get the blue.
Yeah, I would get the blue ones, and it's the big thing is just making sure that it's even. So you know you will want lights that are specifically for the screen, and then you want lights that are specifically for your subjects. Which once you get to that stage, I can show you the cheapest, best looking way to do it. Because I mean, dude, some of the lights I work with, bro, it's ridiculous. We work with these lights. They're called M90s. They shoot 9,000 watts. That's how powerful they are.
Oh, yeah,
Which I don't know if that means
Blind
anything
demand.
to you, but it's like it's the sun. It's ignorant.
Sounds
And
good.
like those lights, just the fixtures, 40,000. The bulbs are $4,000 to replace in them. And then like even the lights that I have, like, or that I use a lot on Strange Music, they're these 4-foot long LED tubes that are full RGB, industry standard. It's like a rack a piece, you know? But I've been in the game so long that I found the cheaper alternatives in order to make it happen. But once you do get to that point, bro, just let me know, and like let me know what you seriously have to make it happen, and I'll let you know what you seriously can do, because that idea is really cool. And also, like, it not being perfect is what will make it cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel
And then you can put the couch anywhere. Like, yeah, I haven't yet. You can put the cloud couch theoretically anywhere or whatever, or you can just get a couch with clouds on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and you can. Now you're underwater. Now you're in the safari. Now you're in space. You know, you can kind of just do whatever as long as you have the blue set up properly, you have the camera angle properly, and it's lit properly.
Yeah, even with like I said, with the Adventure Time thing, with the uneven things just like irregular. You got this weird wonky chair, then you got this bare face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever, with the half of it's red or something like that, or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like actually, like, I wanted to play into that. Before that, I had this couch because I had another couch. The right side of it was broken and it was like hanging off. But it was like I like to play into it because it's like, oh, that's the aesthetic of it. So even if I do the whole backdrop, it's just like, oh, the cloud it's like that, just like Kai Snap. Oh, that broken chair. Oh, that's
Yeah.
Cloudy Minds podcast, that broken couch.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, do you have any advice for me, or as a matter of fact, just in general, or like whatever you want to say, but do you have any words to end off, like, okay, this is what I have advice for as far as like filmmaking or
Yeah.
just creatives in general?
Yeah, creatives in general. I think the big thing, honestly, is to just like, you just got to keep going, man. So my production company is called Nine to Never. And the idea behind it is like, you know, the two hardest things to do when achieving your goals, your dreams, when trying to reach success are to start. That's like half of it. And then the other half is not stopping.
Yeah.
So when it comes to whatever you want to do, like, don't go 9 to 5 with it. Go 9 to never with it. So
I
like
like that.
if I have any advice for anybody, because especially because wintertime just got over and like work's dead in the winter, like you feel like you want to quit and go get a job somewhere, sitting at a desk doing your thing. I'm not knocking that, but creative people don't want to do that, you know?
Right.
I'm like, just thug it out, and like future you will look back on these days that you think are so hard and wish that you were still there. Because like more money, more problems and stuff. Like if no matter what kind of creative you are, man, just stay consistent and just like keep trying and keep innovating too. I'm not saying do the same thing over and over again for 3 years and then expect growth, but try something 5-10 times, and then if you're not getting success, then try something different in the same scope,
Absolutely,
and
yeah.
just literally stick with this stuff, because eventually it'll reap benefits that you didn't even know that it could reap. When I got into film, bro, I never thought I'd be able to meet like ASAP Rocky or Tech Nine or something like that. So like, just stick with it, and you never know what sort of opportunities come way later down the line. Like I said earlier, bro, a lot of the deals that I make are conversations that I had 18 months ago. And now that I know that, after being in the game for like 4 years, it's like, oh, I'm going to have as many conversations as I can every single day, because I know best case scenario, we make something shake in 30 days, and worst case scenario, we make something shake in 18 months.
Right.
So you just stick with it, man, because like, what else are we doing out here, bro? Like, why not? You might as well try. You might as well shoot your shot until, life hits you in the face, and then you really got to lock in on something else. But just because you got to lock in on something else doesn't mean that you can't go back to what you was doing. It's like you can't look at the bad things as stop signs. You got to look at them as speed bumps. And it's okay to slow down so you can speed up.
Facts. Consistency.
And it's also okay to have them couple days where you don't do anything, bro. Especially as a creative. Like, you need that time to relax. You need that time to be in the dumps.
Bro, like I said, our rest time, shoot, especially if I get up there, I definitely would like that job just to
yeah, man.
Bit.
Exactly.
Would you leave off some words for yourself, speaking to your future? So you're, it don't got to be super long.
Yeah.
Just like, let's say 5 words, like something that'll from here to then, like 5 words, like I don't know, just something like, what would you give yourself like to the future?
I got 6.
All right, let's go.
Never clock out on your dreams.
Yes, sir. We gonna edit off on that, bro. I appreciate having you,
Yes,
bro.
sir, bro. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Long time coming, man.
Yes, sir, bro.